Hardy har har!
They all said we never could be happy. They laughed at us and howled. But ho, 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 who's got the last laugh now?
Hello, this is Ryely Laurence, and you're checking out The Life of Ryely, www.borntokillcomedy.com, Facebook Born to Kill Comedy, YouTube Born to Kill Comedy, Twitter, and of course, always streaming live on Podomatic.com, Born to Kill Comedy. Welcome to the show. This episode, I want to do something that I lovingly refer to as So I Was There. And if you're not familiar with these segments, they're short and they're sweet. I like to take life experiences that have happened to me. My hat looks a little silly on frontwards. I always felt like it was too newsy, like I'm driving a cab. Hey, or maybe I'm like an Oscar Madison cigar chomping. So I was there. So I was there. I don't like it on force. It's too newsboy. I'm not a newsboy. I like it on backwards. Is a little more comfortable for me. But that's not the point, and that's not the topic of this show. What I like to do is called So I Was There. And it just lets me roll straight into life experience stories that I'm going to put together for my one-man show. And I don't have to set them up or do anything. I could just say, so I was there, and you get the point. So, wait for it. I was there, and I believe it was 1985... 84. I'm going to have to Google it. It was the filming of Moscow on the Hudson. This was one of my most favorite memories because Robin Williams in the 80s to a young, can I say brooding comedian? Is that a right term? Brooding? Is it brooding? What does brooding mean really? You know, if I use it in conversation, I wouldn't think twice, but it's being captured. Brooding is to brood over something. Budding, I know. Was I a brooding and budding comedian? No, I wasn't brooding. Brooding is not right. I think brooding means you're angry or you are going to hit somebody with a broom. I was brooded, which means I was brutally attacked with a broom. No, brooding is not the right term. Budding comedian. I was budding. Which sounds strange. That makes me feel like my breasts are growing. I was budding. I was budding as a young child. Oh, are your breasts budding? They were budding. I feel like I was an impressionable young comedian. And Robin Williams in those days could do no wrong. God bless him. He was amazing, right? Mork and Mindy. Maybe... No, just Mork and Happy Days, right? A lot of people don't know Mork and Mindy's was an offshoot of Happy Days. And I don't want to get started on Happy Days. I really wasn't even going to discuss Happy Days, but I'll tell you something is a little strange, right? Happy Days took place in Milwaukee. This is such old stuff, right? It's true, though. Most of you don't even know who Happy Days is. Go ahead and Google the Fonz. But Happy Days took place in Milwaukee, right? In comes the Fonz to a Midwestern town. He's in his early 40s. Leather jacket, motorcycle, rolls in. No place to go, no place to live, no job, nothing, right? Hooks up with the Cunninghams. They let him live above their garage. He's a mechanic, right? Living in an upstairs attic. He's dating all the high school girls. This is just the way, I don't know how they get away with, they don't get away with this today, right? He's dating the high school 2 at a time, right? Not only that, he was stealing everything. Like, everything he wanted, he'd bang on it, right? And he'd get something would come out, cigarettes or whatever. His office, and he'd bang on the bed. Remember? I forgot about that. He'd hit the wall and the bed would pop down, right? And all the high school girls would go crazy. And his office was in the bathroom of the diner in Arnold's. This is, come and step into my office. This is the guy, right? This guy sounds like a sexual predator. Probably was a sexual predator, but those were the 50s and the 70s. But anyway, I digress. Robin Williams in Mork and Mindy was an offshoot of that. So was Laverne and Shirley, and so was Different Strokes? Did the Fonz bang Mrs. Garrett? I can't But there were, yeah, no, I don't know. There were definitely no black kids on Happy Days. Maybe that's what made those days so happy. Oh, I'm just kidding. I loved Happy Days. Ironically, there were sexual perverts on Happy Days, but not on... Yeah, I think once... Wasn't Arnold molested by somebody, or am I thinking about Webster and Michael Jackson? I can't remember. Anyway, let's go back to Moscow on the Hudson. So, I was this incredible Robin Williams fan, and my mom would schlep me all over the city, and my job, and it really still brings up bad memories. My job was she would double park the car or park wherever she could and just leave me in the car for hours on end. And if somebody came by to give a ticket, I would just say, my mom will be right out. They used to in the old days let you get away with that. We had a Chrysler New Yorker. I had the troubleshooting manual memorized by the time I was 8 years old. I would sit in that car for so long. Anyway, one day my mom had schlepped me around somewhere. I just remember this vividly. And we're driving up Lexington Avenue. And we get to 58th Street. And traffic is backed up. And we're on the far left-hand side. It's, for those of you who don't know, I wasn't on Lexington. I was on 3rd because we were going uptown. On 3rd, excuse me. Lex would be the downtown side. We're on 3rd Avenue going up. See how vividly I remember it? Now I just seem like I'm full of shit. But I have got a photo that I'm going to put up in a second. But this was a life-changing moment for me because as we're on the far left-hand side of 3rd Avenue, they got the dolly cam, which is when on the two tracks of like train tracks, and they push the camera along. So when they have the actor is running, they push the dolly along, and the camera follows along smoothly. And we're sitting in traffic, and I look out the window, and there is Robin Williams, and he had to run like 10 paces, and they redid it 3 times while I was waiting in traffic. And I could not believe that I saw Robin Williams at the height of his height back then. And I was such an incredible fan back then, still am. And that was a life-changing moment. I kind of knew I wanted to go in the entertainment business my whole life, but that was like my jaw was wide open. And years later, now with the technology of digital processing, one day at 3 o'clock in the morning, having a little, I was like, hey, let me just go back to that scene. And I went back to the scene and freeze framed it in HD. And here, look at this picture right now. This is where I put the picture in. You can see me in the reflection. A little 8-year-old kid with his jaw open in the reflection of Bloomingdale's window, watching Robin Williams, dreaming about coming to Hollywood. And here I am. The irony is now, I don't even shop at Bloomingdale's. So there I was, Moscow on the Hudson, 1985, Google it, a little kid, amazed, mesmerized by Robin Williams. There I was. Until next time, this is Ryely Laurence saying,